Alright guys, we're at home. This video today is the first dyno day. I want to start off that, yes, I didn't get a whole lot of content. Hope you enjoy the video. It's a little introduction to where we're going. We're planning to do a lot more in-depth, more technical videos, but tonight was kind of a last-minute throw together. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ring of 57 YouTube channel. Today we have the Wraith over here on the dyno. So earlier today we went ahead and got it on there, got the dyno unloaded, set up, and we made one little tug just for alignment's sake and making sure everything was where it was supposed to be, and then the battery was dead. Well, we hadn't charged it yet since track day, and it happens with these smaller freaking batteries. So we went ahead, went to lunch, come back, and it doesn't start. So when I shut this down, we don't have a brake yet. I use the engine to brake. And it probably did it at that point in time, but we had no spark, we had no fuel, so obviously we have no crank signal. Watch the laptop, I've got nothing on the log for RPM, but everything else is reading, and no FI codes except for, obviously we have the airbox off, so we had an intake air code. So we went ahead, Chad had the bright idea of maybe the Brox pin came out of the cam. Well, I didn't want to believe that, because it shouldn't. So I checked crank signal. We got 2.5 volts AC at the crank, so that's good. We went on to check the cam sensor. We went to remove it because it is a hall sensor. We were just going to bench check it, and there's a nick in the bottom of it. So turn the motor over, look down inside, and we are missing the pin. I'm going to see if I can get a quick clip of what that looks like in there. But this bike does have dual intake cams on it. We used a spare Gen 1 intake cam that we had sitting around from one of the bikes we parted out, blew up. I think that came out of that hand grenaded motor, but in any case, we had a Gen 1 intake cam floating around. Why spend money when you got what works? So we put an offset pin in it. Obviously, it has to be done. There's about 11 degrees of timing between the two. So let's see if I can get you a shot of that, and we'll see if we can't find this pin. All right, guys, so it's real hard to see, but you see it's out of focus there down in that hole. That is the cam, and there's supposed to be a pin right there. So that's what we're working with. We're going to go ahead and pull this valve cover off here and go forward from there. Ignore our tape job. We planned to do the nitrous at one point, and it didn't work out where it was, so we got the holes taped up temporarily. All right, guys, well, we're losing light, so I'm going to try and get this out of the way while driving through traffic. We made a quick trip back to 57 Motorsports East. We're going to go ahead and install a new cam pin. We did locate the cam pin. It was in the top of the motor. We got lucky. It didn't go through anything catastrophically. It did go through the cam, but it kind of skipped out. Didn't break the cam, didn't break the cap, didn't break the bucket, so we're lucky. We gotta make a quick stop, grab a battery, and we're gonna head over there. All right, guys, we're back. So we did get the pin found. It was sitting on top of the head, real easy to get to. We went ahead, ran back to my shop where we had one on the shelf, put a new revision, because that was the first revision pin, the old square shaft, freaking different material pin, and put a new revision pin in it, put it in with some evil green machinist fastening Loctite from hell, and she runs. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some pulls. That'll all be on Chad's channel, so go ahead and check that out at Team Righteous. I'll put the link in the description as always, and we're gonna make a couple tugs and hopefully not get the cops called on us, because it's a little later than we intended it to be, but we want to see. All right, guys, so we managed to make 2 pulls on this. When we initially started, I don't have that log open right now, but when we initially started, I worked some drivability, got that happy. Then I made one full throttle pull, and we were hitting 10.5 to 11 through here, and we were in the 14.5 to 15s up here. This is after one revision. We're sitting pretty happy. We're still rich down low, which I need to deal with. That's way down there though. That's below 2800. So hopefully he never hits that. But I want to get that right anyway in case he bogs. But we're getting closer to that. I'm aiming for a 12.9 to 13.0. 13.2 is what most people aim for, but we're getting closer, and up top we're really happy. So we're going to go ahead and end the video off here and chat with you once quick when we're on our way home. My phone's going to die, and it got a little late to be making pulls. Didn't want to piss the neighbors off any more than we had to. Oh. Well, all right, guys. Well, we had a successful night. Once again, like I've said before, we don't have power numbers. Still have to wait and get in touch with Dynamite and figure everything out. We're going to get this set up and rolling. Right now, we're just doing air fuel tuning on Chad's bike, and the changes I've made, I only got 2 pulls that I actually logged and did anything with. The first pull was just kind of to make sure everything was working right. The changes were noticeable. 3 people in that building, and all 3 heard the second pull through so much cleaner and crisper, and it's still not right. And you look at 2800, I'm still in the 10s. I got more fuel to trim down low. But up top where it cleaned up, it sounded like nitrous came on. Just frickin' snapped to attention, and away it went. So we're getting into the range where we need to be. Now, yeah, I'm targeting 12.9 to 13 on that bike. It's a little richer than normal, but right now that's safe. And once we have horsepower numbers and torque numbers to use, I'll try and optimize and figure out where it's happiest at each RPM range. There's 3 very distinct steps on that bike, and mainly it's because that's where I have the injectors stepping, and I can work to smooth those with time. But right now we're just trying to get it so you can go out and maybe have some fun one more time this year and actually have some fun instead of hopping and banging off the line. It has 1 hiccup. When I hit the throttle, it hiccuped once, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that's loading in 5th gear, running it up to probably 180 mile an hour drum speed. So yep, we're getting progress. Next, later this week, I'm going to be putting Scotty's bike on the dyno. Once again, we don't have horsepower numbers or anything. We won't have them yet, but he does have a wideband he's putting on his bike. So he doesn't have logging, is the only about that. So basically what we're going to do is have the laptop, he's going to be fine-tuning on PC3. He's got a Chris Moore flash in it, and it's a pretty darn good flash. But it's a flash for a stock bike. His bike is not bone stock. He's got, you know, his exhaust, a filter, a few other small things that are going to need some changes. Stacks. You get the picture. So we can find little bits of power just by getting his air fuel stable. Right now I'm betting it's going to be a little all over the place. We won't have a nice fancy graph to go by yet, but watching the Power Commander screen to see the RPM and then having the wideband gauge right next to it, we'll be able to predict if he goes lean at, say, 6,500 RPM. We know that the 6,000 to 6,250 range on the map is going to be a little bit lean, and we need to add fuel. So we're going to try and fine tune and finesse, because he's got a goal, and we are 0.031 seconds away from that goal. So that's freaking minuscule. If I can get him a quarter of a horsepower and he can have that same hit, he would have run his goal. He's also going to be working on a few other small things on the bike, picking O-rings out of the chain, little things. He's the last person on our team not to achieve their year goal. My goal at the beginning of the year was to run a 590 anything. I hit that fairly early in the year, and I was pretty happy with that. And then I started setting further goals, and well, the goals have kind of fallen off the channel because I really can't talk about them. But one of the goals was to be the fastest hand clutch foot shift in the South. I want to be the fastest hand clutch foot shift that I've heard of, and I know what that ET is, so I'm going to try and get that ET. Once I hit that ET, it's game over. We're going for it. But I think we might be going for it anyway. Air shifter, you know, probably standalone. Then we can go to bigger injectors. All the goods. All the goods. I'm a big Fuel Tech fan, and I plan to go Fuel Tech. Boost by Smith just... Come on, you turning? Yeah, you're turning. Boost by Smith just released that he is developing a plug-and-play for the Fuel Tech 550. So I'm planning to go to an FT 550 and an FT Spark with his plug-and-play harness. That should be slick. Chad, he achieved goals. He never really had a hard goal, but we set little ones as we went, and he hit every one of them, and then blew his motor up same day. So our goal after that was to get back to the track and run the same as it was, which we are there. As far as motor, it's running pretty darn good. considering how far the tune was off. We really want to get right back to where he was, and we're hoping to do that this weekend. And Scotty, his goal, he wants to run Sportsman, so kind of gives you an idea where he's trying to be. But yeah, that's about it. Amos, I wanted to get him out and riding and get him to make his first nitrous pass. He did that. So the season's over for Dragonfly, pending. I've got an individual who messaged me and wanted to back a race. Basically, he places the bet, I bring the bike, he pays me. He's supposed to be lining that race out. I don't know if he's going to, but right now my clutch is smoked, and I don't plan to do anything to my bike until I go to put it on the dyno. So after the dyno, I'll end the dyno on 93, and that'll be its winterization. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. We're going to try and get actual dyno pulls. For now, the dyno pulls will be going up on the Team Righteous YouTube channel. Chad's been a little latent on getting his videos up. Hopefully he can come more current, and that'll be up in a couple days. Right now he's about a week out on videos. He keeps kind of a buffer there, but definitely check that out. It's kind of cool. It's louder than sin, so if you do see a dyno video coming up, headphone users beware. Chad's bike is loud. Outside of the door during a pull, you can still feel it in your chest. So anyway, I'm getting a bunch of messages, so have a beautiful day, guys. Please like and subscribe. Stick around for more content. We're going to teach you how to tune a little bit.